This is the future. This is the time to do more, give more, help more, be more. A future where more compassion and more empathy will make us more human. A future where more technologies and more digital platforms will help bring more people to safety and prosperity. Welcome to the future. Here, you can be more with us. Access, more than banking.
Welcome back. So please now join me in welcoming Malam Garba Kurfi. Malam Garba Kurfi is the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of APT Securities and Funds Limited. APT Securities and Funds Limited is a trading license holder of the NGX. Malam, you are welcome.
You are welcome.
Also, join me in welcoming Aruna Kebira. Aruna Kebira is the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Global View Capital Limited. Global View Capital Limited is a trading license holder of the NGX. Aruna, you are welcome.
Good evening.
Please let me say this. We have just 50 minutes or thereabout on this platform, either on the radio too, but these men are those that you can call at any point in time. I have known Malam Garba Kurfi for close to 22 years, and I've known Aruna precisely. Aruna, I know you since 2006.
Yes.
2006, and now how many years now? that should be about 16 years,
yes.
Plus or minus. All right. I know Malam Garba Kurfi's house. He knows my house. Okay. He knows my children. I know his children. I know Aruna's house. I know everything about him. So it's a team, and I'm satisfied with the people I work with. I'm not a broker. I don't trade. I trade stocks, but I don't buy for people. And that's why most often when people call me, I need to differentiate this so that somebody will not say, this guy is not hiding under one finger. I don't collect deposit from people to trade stocks. I trade stock like you do. I analyze stock. These are the men that trade stock that can help you buy and sell. They are more in the market more than I do. You will do yourself a lot of good calling them, because these are the people you see, these are the people you know, these are the people you can be sure of. I'm not marketing for them. I'm just telling you the fact and the reality. As a matter of fact, everything we do on this program, it is not for ourselves, it is for you. We go straight to business. In the course of last week, the Ultra Index of the NGX was down 0.22. Market capitalization also was down 0.22. But we could see that year to date, because we need to look at the movement of all these. What did the market do in the course of last week? If we have the opportunity, we could probably have told you what the market did probably within 3 months. Okay, but now we could tell you that in the course of the year, between the last trading day of 2021, December 31st, and the 20th of May, which was the last trading day for last week, the Ultra Index of the NGX has grown 24.03%. In other words, it suggests that if you have invested in all the equities that are listed on the NGX, what you'll be coming up with is a total return, not talking about dividend, not talking about bonuses, of 24.03% in the price performance. Last week, volume grew by 66.36%. Deals grew by 13. Deals actually declined by 19.66. Value grew by 16.88%. We had last week 37 gainers, When we compare that with that of the previous week of 50, there was a decline in the number of equities that gained by 26%, and there were 42 losers. When we compare to 32 that lost in the previous week, the number of losers actually grew by 31.2%. We start from Malam, you are the most senior on this table. Volume grew, value grew. But the number of gainers actually decreased. Okay, then number of losers now grew. All share down. Capitalization for last week down. Surely, visibly, that we can see there was profit taken last week. Where did this come from?
Well, you see, it's normal for people to take the profit. And I believe it's in the process of taking profit, other people are gearing to take position. That is why you see the volume increase and the value increase. In the market, it's two-way, the seller and the buyer. And one of you may be a loser. The seller may think that he's taking profit. At the end of the day, he has to top to go back to where he was. And the buyer, that you think that he is taking it at the higher price, later on he will laugh at you. And it seems this is what is going on because, one, there is this expectation whenever the CBN going to hold monetary policy committee meeting, there is this kind of let me hold and see what is the outcomes. So I think that is part of what we see some losers on the other side. But this decision is going to come out by Tuesday. And I think the whole concept is likely going to change because I have confidence that this market is the market that where you should go in view of the rate of our inflation. We are talking of over 16%. And now we are telling you in 5 months, you have gained 24%. You are already ahead of inflation, except you decided to be in otherwise, you will find that you may likely lost some of your value of the money. So the only way to go in the equity or hold your foreign exchange.
Okay, Aruna, on the strength of what Malam has just said, what are the possibilities for this week? What are you saying?
I am seriously of the belief that the inflation we have seen that has actually been increasing. I think that is why people are trying to leave the market before the meeting. It's actually not a monetary policy problem. It's a supply side problem. And there's every belief, if I may say, that I'm so sure that the rate will not be tinkered with. I will come out on Tuesday to discover that the CBN will hold the MPR constant as they used to do. And I know that the moment that happens, this rally that we have seen that is almost getting, and then we kickstart is like, oh, this is where they have come to, and this is what we enjoyed before. Since what we expected that we were going to do, they didn't do it. Let the status quo remain. And I will see the market going back to where it's coming from.
Okay. Malam, I wouldn't want us to dwell so much on this. I don't know how this will be viewed, but Malam, Aruna is an economist and accountant. Now, our central bank governor is seemingly interested in politics. We heard that his friends gathered money to buy presidential ticket for him. And we read what he said in the media when some people were putting that question to him. Something I wouldn't want to quote him, but something that is not very complimentary to the entire nation for a regulator. Now, Aruna said something. You know, he might not want to say what was at the back of his mind when he said that. He said he doesn't see a situation whereby the rate will be tinkered with. Let me ask you this question, Malam. Do you think that the central bank governor, particularly at this time, has enough time to even look at what is happening in the economy, seeing that this man is interested in becoming the president of the country?
Well, so many things happen. First and foremost, you can't even be interested in any presidency without being a party member. and an affects
Malam,
regulator of the monetary.
it has been said that is a card-carrying member
That
of a
is why
particular
we
party.
say an affects regulator like CVN is supposed to know half party. Because you are dealing the entire economy of the nation irrespective of the party, and honestly speaking, CVN, SEC, PENCOM, all the regulatory, I do not like a carrying party member to be a member of them, because the truth of the matter, they are the regulators, they should be above the board. Remember, all the electoral materials, the sensitive ones, are kept in the CBN. How do you keep it for if the head is a party member? So honestly speaking, I expect the president to do the needful. This is a very serious business, and CBN should be free from any party carrying.
In other words, you are thinking the way I'm thinking, that he might not really have too much of time to really look at the economy. True or false?
Honestly, even if you look at it, people look at it with a biased mind, and that is not supposed to be. I have not had any part of the world where the CBN is a carrying party member. Not only even Nigeria. Go to UK, go to Canada, go to US. It's never done. An economy issue is a serious matter. It affects every other person's life, and it has so many implications to our economy going forward.
Okay, we have done a lot of that. We really do not have too much of time. Let's go to the first earnings analysis. Nobody does it better than what we do here. We talk about Presco, their full year reports released to the market in the course of last week. What are we saying? A 97.19% growth in the top line and 276.70% growth in their profit. Earning per share grew from 5 naira 25 kobo in COVID year 2020 to 19 naira 82 kobo. PE ratio, despite the growth in price, growth to 200 naira, is 10.09. Earnings yield 9.91%. Profit margin 40.74%. And dividend yield is 6.60. I don't know. We waited for this report this long. This company is not regulated, but why do you think there was even delay at all in the release of their results? This company can afford to release their audited report within the first quarter of the year.
I think we know they released the unaudited financial statement. I think why they came this, why they waited for this long, was they are trying to consolidate the newly acquired SIA Nigeria Limited result into it. And you know they have to, it has to be with IFRS standard, and they want to make sure that what they are releasing to the market is what they are supposed to release. I think that is.
I will still put the second question to you. Basically, looking at this result, it is a very good report. Why did I say so? Despite the 200 naira price that I'm seeing here, earnings yield is almost 10%, which means that the company's price growth so far has been justified. PE ratio is not bad for a manufacturing company. Then the dividend yield of 6.60% is higher than what you get in most money market transactions. The profit margin, I'm sure that will be interesting to you. 40.74%. This is fantastic. I don't know whether we are still expecting bonus from Presco.
No, I suppose so, because in their board meeting, notice of board meeting on March 2022, I think they made mention of that. I think that is in the works. I'm not sure. I think they have issued a share of 100 million, which if they and they have a 1 billion issue share. So which means if they are going to do that, will be in the ratio of 1 to 10. But I believe that it's in the works. When it is appropriate, they will announce it.
Malam, and I come to you at a price of 200 naira. can I go ahead, or I say look forward to a situation whereby the price might decline a little bit before I strategically make an entry?
My advice to the investors, if you are not in Fresco, please be in Fresco. This company is unique. Unique in the sense that I have not seen any company in the Nigerian exchange that grows turnover by almost 100%, profit by almost 270%.
We have seen.
So what we are
Quite a
saying that
number.
when we look at even the other one that meet this one, but they are unique. Unique in the sense that this Perisco, go and look at their issued share capital. Very few. And it's a defensive stock. And they are in agriculture. And everybody know that their major customers are industries. Now with the exchange rates going high, you have no choice than to look at the local producer and give him the naira and get your raw material. So I tell you, anybody that is not in this company, please try to be. If you are there, please don't be carried away by the today price. With the rate of the growth of this company, with the expansion, in the next 2 years, it will be no match with any other agricultural company in this Nigerian exchange. And whatever the today price, I'm not surprised if by next year it's double the price. Because the rate it is going, it shows that. And the acquisition it did, it shows that. It tells you that this company, they understand the future and they are ready for it. I'm not surprised to see that they repeat what Vitafoam did. Vitafoam acquired Bono. At 4 naira, today Vitafoam is 23. So I'm not surprised if Perisco doubled the price by next year.
Which means when we sat here analyzing the reason why Presco should be a buy, as at the time the acquisition was made, it suggests that we were correct.
Yes, we said it. And now it confirmed and proved beyond the reasonable doubt. I tell you that please, if you don't have Presco, have Presco. Forget about the market price.
Malam, as at that time, the price of Okomu was far higher than that of Presco. But now there's just a 15 naira gap, right? Okomu closed at 215 naira last Friday. Presco closed at 200 naira.
You see, my concern is that...
Okomu is still Presco's senior brother.
No, I'm telling you that by next year, you will see, even by the first quarter, you will see the differences, that they cannot be matched together. So it is very clear that any company that all out for expansion, forget about paying 6 naira dividend. I don't look at the dividend, I look at the direction where they are going. So they are not comparable to any, and they cannot be matched with Okomo. Okomo cannot match with Perisco.
Aruna, as of today, Okomo is 215 naira, Presco is 200 naira, which is a better stock.
Well, by the market actually had a high expectation from Presco based on the earning per share they first of all released in the audited financial statement. They were looking at it that it's going to pay like a dividend to the neighbor of 10 to 12 naira, and they came with this. As we speak, the market is actually ready to actually bring Okomo to 180. It's just that there have not been 100,000. About 3 days now, it has been on offer at 180. We have talked about the importance placed on dividend payout by the Nigerian investors. But that notwithstanding, I believe that by the time that one has happened, because the way it is now, it's had to happen. There's about 3 million at 180, which means if there's 100 to 100, it's going to drop to 180. But it only become, it make it more viable, make it more attractive. But Presco taking over Como, it is not in the next 3 months. Maybe by the time they are releasing their 2022 Q4, then we can say that. But the market is actually looking at the dividend declaration by Presco.
With what I am seeing in the first quarter of Presco here, how do you know a good stock? Which should make you double at any price, whether up or down? In the case of Okomo, there is something significantly this company did. It brought its audited report, and at the same time, its first quarter report. Now, the first quarter report, I will analyze it for you now. and you will see clearly yourself whether Malam is saying that Presco is very good to buy, or Aruna is saying that you should hold on a little bit, whether the price can come down on your own. You will know what to do. The turnover, that is the top line, for the first quarter, what we did before was the audited 94.53% growth in first quarter. Then the profit after tax was 51.48% growth. Earning per share was 5 naira 82 kobo. Now, the result you saw for the audited was against a low year, a down period, a lockdown year, 2020. The result we are seeing in the first quarter is against 2021, a free year, when the company did well. As at this first quarter, we can see that Okumu has done more than what it did in the entire of 2020, when it reported an earning per share of 5 naira 26 kobo. For the first quarter this year, it has reported earning per share of 5 naira 82 kobo. Now let me tell you this. Analyzing the earning per share of 5 naira 82 kobo will probably lead to something in the region of 23 naira, all things being equal, at audited, against the audited full year of 19 naira 82 kobo. I hope you are listening to me. Number two, if you analyze the PE ratio, it will be 8.58, all things being equal. But what was it? In the entire of 2021, it was 10.09. If these are maintained, all right, Aruna, will you still say I will be taking a wrong decision going to buy Presco at 2200?
I never said it was a wrong decision. If you even look at this quarter one, you discover that even the synergies begin to always play, because what they did was to release company and group. You can there was a contribution of C at around, I think, about 7 kobo. No, this is just the beginning. I don't think it's going to be. But what we should also say, do you know, as these figures are moving, the price will not be stagnant. Yeah. Because if you are waiting for the figures to go to annualized figure that we are talking about before they take position at 200 naira, they will miss it. Has this figure, and that is even what brought the price up to this level, because as they release their quarter one, quarter two, the market responds. So as they are release their quarter one now, the market will begin to respond. So it is the taking position is now. What I just made that there is no way the market will not bring it to YT, which even make it a very, very viable. As at that time you take position and you grow with it.
Okay, Malam, do you see the market bringing Presco to 180? That you have about 2 questions to answer altogether, or even 3. Let us assume that the market is able to bring it down, because again, between first quarter and second quarter, this is May, we will not see the second quarter result until from the middle of July. So we still have a full month and some 3 weeks. Within those period, profit takers definitely might come in. Okay, now that is one. Do you see it coming to 180 or slightly below? That is the first question. Immediately, in 1 minute, answer also this other question. This result that we are seeing, Q1 for Presco, how sustainable?
Well, for Presco, Q1 is just the beginning. I believe that the Q2, Q3, Q4 will be much better, because by then they have completely merged and now they are better off. The issue of bringing the price, if you see it 180, is just sheer luck, take position. But I can tell you, because of the expectation of the bonus that is likely coming from Presco, the price may not go down, because that expectation is there, and the board said that they may likely do it. So we wait to see. And because of this expectation, the price will not likely coming down.
This next one, I'm not going to ask anything from Aruna at all. Veritas Capital Assurance PLC. Top line declined 22.73%. Profit after tax declined 68%. Earning per share was 3 kobo in a COVID year. It came to 1 kobo in a non-COVID lockdown year. A price is just slightly above the minimum the price can fall to on the floor of the NGX. P ratio for the Q1 is not that bad. Yes, it's not that bad. 24.18. Then earnings yield, Aruna will say that is bad. 4.4%. But profit margin is just manageable. Malam, looking at this result,
Yes.
it is somewhat poor. But analyzing the basic ratio, EPS might now come to something like 4 kobo, even if they maintain this, and then a P ratio might come to like 6 times. Okay, looking at it at this level, analyzing it. So, with the people that you know that owns Veritas, if the people that I'm thinking own it are the people that actually own it, don't you think that this result shouldn't be what this result should be?
Well, it's true, yes, the result shouldn't be this. But one thing hidden with Veritas is the Veritas Pension Fund. Believe me sincerely.
But what is the relationship between the Veritas Pension Fund and Veritas Capital?
The Veritas Capital owns Veritas Pension Fund. So the entire Veritas Pension Fund is a subsidiary of Veritas. Look at what happened to ICO when they decided to part of their this. Look at what happened to the Mansa when they decided to part away with their Mansa Pension Fund. If Veritas decided today to sell Veritas Pension Fund, they can make not less than 10 to 15 billion naira. And that can be added to this, and the whole concept will change. So because of that, I still ask the investors to hold into Veritas, because they have something that they either hold it or they sell it. And either of the two they come. They have already met of the capitalization of 5 billion. If you look at Veritas Pension Fund, it's among the PF that meet of the 5 billion. What it means that they are still holding. And because of that goodies, I will say hold to this stock. Not because of their performance, but because they have a child who can even change the whole concept of the Veritas.
What if I'm not an existing shareholder? Can I use this information as I've just said? I'm not going to ask Aruna anything about Veritas. Now I know your side. So based on this,
yes,
you know it's cheap. Okay, it cannot come lower than 20 kobo. It's just 22 kobo.
You see, if you're a shareholder, by the time you go to Veritas AGM, you ask them, what do you do with your child? Everybody knows the child is performing. If you don't know what to do, why don't you sell? I can tell you, Access can acquire that one and give them billions. Because they are all
why did you mention Access?
Because they understand the
buyer.
acquisition. They know, they understand the concept of acquisition. And they demonstrated it, and they have been successful. How many banks have they acquired? Now they go into PFs. Believe me sincerely, with the assets coming to the PF, they will change the entire concept.
Wow.
And it is a good development for the market.
Merger
and acquisition is what we need in this market.
And when Malam talks about PFAs, well, he knows what he's saying. We'll go on a very short break. Please, this short break, we will seize the opportunity to introduce retirement planning via African Alliance PLC, Insurance PLC. So please patronize them and tell them I asked you to go and see them. Okay, we'll be right back.
Hi, girls.
Hey. Hello, Sheila.
Come right in. We've been waiting.
It's amazing in here, Martha. You've done so much for yourself.
Thank you so much, Sheila. Did she tell you she'll be getting her doctorate degree in a couple of weeks?
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations, girl.
Thank you. So, to more successes, girl.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wow, it's amazing what you and your brothers have achieved in the past 15 years, despite mom and dad being absent. All 4 of you are so stable, and you've achieved so much.
Thank you so much, girls. Life may have dealt us an unexpected blow early in our lives, but Dad and Mom set us on a safe path to where we are today. They secured our future with life insurance from African Alliance Insurance PLC. We are not alone. All our life moments are kept on check with AAI. Wow.
Yeah.
This sounds so good, Amaka.
Please, show us how. Of course.
Get life insurance from African Alliance Insurance PLC. There's a plan to suit you and your family's needs.